So we've kind of gone over everything that we were gonna go over as far as like pre-gaming for the peanut celebration. We still have 2 weeks until that starts, but I just can't get enough of this farm. I gotta have more of it in my life.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
So Harley and I are gonna go check out the farm, but we have a bit of an agenda today, and I'll let you know what that agenda is when we go inside. But real quick before we head into the park, Harley reminded me that we need to check on Bloodline and see how that's going. Well, the facade's still gone, and it looks like they're starting to kind of clear away a lot of that stuff that's out there. These walls, I believe, are from Bloodline. I think they're starting to take them out from inside that warehouse, so it should only be a matter of time before we start seeing maybe something start being built up here. Now, when that happens, we will keep you posted, but until then, let's keep it
classy.
You stay classy.
Oh man, hotel's busy this morning for a Monday. So kids started doing their performance in the park shows in the Wagon Camp Theater, which is kind of fun. It's always interesting because it feels like that's like the cycle, after Merry Farm, then they start the performance in the park, and then that runs all the way basically through summer. So today I kind of want to get a little into the Boardwalk area. I posed a question last week about which rides people would like to see Knott's replace, and one of those rides that got a lot of the hate was Coast Rider. And that got me to thinking, is that the only thing that can really happen over there in that part of the land? Because I know that part of the park kind of gets maybe a bad rep, or maybe it's justified. Either way, let's go back there and we'll focus on that part of the park today. But of course, that's in the back. So on the way, we're going to run through Camp Snoopy, Party City, and the like. It's always nice to be greeted by Franklin's smiling face when you come into Camp Snoopy. Bye! So I remember when this place got revamped and was reopened, and they brought these little cabins in here. I said they should actually put characters on the porches. I feel like these should be used for meet and greet characters. During like Peanut Celebration or something would be the perfect time to do it, but I know they have the little characters in the display wall in Virginia's, and I feel like when they're done with that, they should bring them over here and have them on display out here. But
that's just me.
The bad news is these walls are still up over here where Airmail is supposed to be, but the good news is the wait time's only 10 minutes.
If the line's this long, it's gotta be good.
And we remember when this was like all the talk of the town, like the hype was real in 2024 here. Now, back to normal. Man, it's brutal if that is 15 minutes. Literal walk on. Still takes 15 minutes. What is this, Mario Kart at Universal? I want to ride that ride. All right, enough messing around over there. It's time to the Village Day Fiestas. Now, I did see online that this week and next week, they're going to start shutting these rides down for refurbishment. Probably before Peanut Celebration starts, but I think the Revolution is one of those rides that's kind of setting the tone.
Thank you, Jaguar.
Followed by, I think next is going to be Dragon Swing and the Carousel or something. But that's okay, because Fiesta Village is doing just fine. Work continuing on the Calico Railroad has gotten all the way to the main station here. I'm not sure if this is like the end of the line or if they got to keep going all the way over there. But they're right here in front of the station now. It looks like they're sawing the rail off, so I think they still got to remove this rail and replace it with the new one. They do have that big machine out there. And that's the one that I think it kind of aligns them the right distance apart. I don't know. I don't know things. I'm not going to pretend like I know about trains and railroads, but all aboard! This is where they are now. They're in front of the station. Here's where we are with the stage for Snoopy's legendary rooftop concert. Get it all purple and yellow for the Jelly of the Month Club. And then they also got this little brick building stage left. I think that's right. And then that big screen in the back. So they got a couple months to do this. They're finishing the paint job on the floor now. Nice and purpley.
Very purpley.
This is what I wanted to talk about. Kind of where we are with the Boardwalk here. So last week I did pose the question of the 3 rides between Soul Spin, Coast Rider, and Berry Tales, which one would you like to see replaced? Now, while Berry Tales was kind of my guess, the overwhelming favorite seemed to be Coast Rider. And I think a lot of that doesn't have to do with the actual way that the ride itself operates. I think it has more to do with the comfortability of it. And a lot of people, they feel a lot of pain in there with those shin guards.
I want problems, always!
And the real tight lap restraints. And that just kind of goes to show you that a lot of people will take comfort over thrill sometimes. So we kind of wanted to just go through like maybe a couple changes we could make to Boardwalk to maybe bring it back to its former glory. As you know, so Boardwalk was made here, I believe in 1990 is when it was opened, kind of as an extension to the Roaring 20s. If you remember back in the day, the Scrambler was actually inside of Johnny Rockets. So it was an indoor ride, and the kite flyers, they weren't even a thing yet. But apparently inside the Scrambler with the lights and the loud music and stuff, it was rad. That's before my time, but before Coast Rider was here and before these rides were outside, they had something called Perilous Plunge, which I think opened, I want to say like 9 years after the Boardwalk opened. After I think Boomerang got replaced by Corkscrew at that point.
Wrong!
And then Windjammers had come in to play, but that was only here for like 3 years or something. But that didn't last long because it had a lot of problems. But I figure since Coast Rider was kind of a big deal on everybody's list, if they weren't gonna replace the shin breakers, as I like to call them, or the lap restraints, maybe we do get rid of the ride altogether. Maybe we can figure out a way to convince Knott's to get rid of Johnny Rockets, put Pacific Scrambler back inside, restore it to its former glory, maybe move Kite Flyers somewhere else altogether in the park. It's a flat ride, it doesn't take a lot of room. Take Coast Rider out and then maybe put something else on this side. Now, I'm not sure how possible that is, but I think that would be really cool to put another big ride over here on this part of the park. I think another thing that might be kind of nice too is this part of the park gets really, really hot during the summer and the spring. So it would be nice to kind of have it be a little bit more shaded. Now I know it's supposed to be like an ode to like a beach theme amusement park right off the beach. It's what a boardwalk is. But even if they put in another water ride, I think that would be kind of cool. Not Perilous Plunge per se, but something else to maybe help kind of cool it off. Even if you put like a really cool, like a splash pad-esque kind of thing over here, might be kind of nice.
What?
But I don't know, I feel like that, I still think lights on Xcelerator would be really nice, so you could see it at night, and it would really kind of help invigorate the land. This part of the park really isn't that bad. It's kind of a forgotten gem, which is ironic because it's on the other side of the Calico Mine ride. Still no word on Wipeout yet either. Probably still waiting on that One Piece, like the comic.
Okay, I see what you did there.
But enough messing around. It's time to see what this park looks like at 10,000 feet. And the little photo booth area outside of Xcelerator is open now too, so you can get your photo from your trip on Xcelerator. See how crazy your face is on takeoff. That's pretty sweet. I didn't know they were going to reopen this. I also know I mentioned a couple weeks ago that they might be working on a second train for Xcelerator, but nothing new has really kind of materialized since then. However, I was able to get a little view of the second train being staged back there, and it looks like they are working on it. So work is progressing on Xcelerator. I know that there were rumors that there was a possibility of Xcelerator even going away. Don't think that's going to be happening. Thank the Lord. So maybe post-summer-ish time, we get a second train finally on Xcelerator. All right, we're gonna make our way back across the tracks to Sleepy Town of Calico, and you can see that you're got all the decorations up for some cartoon varmints. Time for Peanut Celebration in Calico. I will say I do like these new ride wait time signs that they have out in front of some of these rides. They got the one here, and they have another one in front of Hang Time, and I think they're putting one in front of Pony Express as well. These are just so much better than the little analog ones that they had with just the little 5, 10, 9, 3-minute things that they would not really update all that much. Anyway, Ghost Rider's only 15 minutes if you want to come ride it.
Shut up and take my money!
So I don't know if I properly got across what I was trying to about the Coast Rider being replaced thing and the Boardwalk being kind of restored to its former glory, but hopefully you kind of get the idea. Knott's has the potential to be an ever-changing park, just like other parks down here, and it would fit the mold very well. It's not a thrill park per se, but it has some thrill rides. You know what I mean? And it's got Ghost Rider, so there's that. Anyway, time to go pick up the kids, so until I see you up on the mountain, out at the studios, or right here at the farm, we'll be catching y'all on that flippity flop.